This week, it's all about university office hours. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Caroline. I am a senior lecturer at a UK university. I specialise in physics, so I research, I teach, I do admin, all related to physics. Now, today I thought we could discuss university office hours. It's something I've been pondering for the calendar year ahead. In the past, I've not tended to offer office hours. So my reasoning behind this has been that my PhD students, we've always had an allocated meeting every week in the diary already. So I already meet with my PhD students once a week. Any bachelor students or master students that I have on project, again, I have a meeting with them typically once a week as well. And now when I'm teaching my lecture courses, I often run an online question and answer forum. So within the software that we use, there's like an online page where students can post questions and I can answer questions. And I find that a really easy way to hopefully not miss questions that come in by email, because sometimes there's just so many emails, it's so easy to miss a question. And so I try to use these kind of online forums instead. I'm not perfect. I still miss questions on the forums as well. And then for my personal tutees, we have timetabled slots each semester when we are advised to get together to have a tutor meeting. And so I use those timetabled slots almost as a reminder. Quite often my university timetables those quite early in the morning. And so I'll message the students and say, hey, we've got a meeting, it's booked in, it's timetabled for this slot, but I can see that you're on classes, lectures in the day. Should we move the meeting to slightly later in the day to make it easier for travelling in, etc.? So I've not really, I don't think, had the need for office hours. However, I can see that some of my colleagues, especially in other departments, do office hours. And so I've started kind of, I guess, trialling and toying with the idea of offering an office hour across the next semester. But I'm not sure how people deal with the logistics and some of the challenges of office hours. So last week I had several students who I knew needed and wanted to talk to me. And for various reasons, I had a free kind of bit in my diary between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock on a Friday. So I said, okay, I'll open that up as a 2-hour office window. I will be in my office, apart from on a nip out to get a cup of tea, but I will be in my office if you want to drop in and discuss your question. And the first student arrived kind of at the start of this kind of office hour window, and that was fine. But then the next student arrived, and I hadn't actually finished chatting with the first student. Now, the next couple of students didn't mind. They kind of waited. We have a seating area, some comfy sofas, so they kind of hung out there whilst I finished with the first student issue. Then I went and saw the second students, and they came along and we had a chat about their issue. And then I think the fourth student who wanted to speak to me, they came in like towards the end of the session. But they'd heard people in my office already, and because they were working in the department that day, they'd kind of been able to delay when they popped in to see me. So the students basically kind of self-sorted themselves out as to when they were going to see me during the office hour period. But is that effective? Should I rely on students to kind of self-sort during an office hour window, or should I make it slightly more formal? So I was speaking to one of my colleagues about this and saying, do we potentially have some kind of online booking form? So you say, yeah, I'm going to be having an office hour or office hours at this time and this time during the week. But in order to guarantee that you can speak to me, you need to fill this quick, short online form in, and it will get you like a time slot within that office hour. Is that too formal though? Does that kind of take away the ability for people just to drop in and be able to ask their question? And then I got thinking about it, thinking, okay, well, I guess it depends on how many students you open up the office hour to. So next semester, the one starting in a few weeks' time, I'll be teaching a final year bachelor's course, but I will be seeing those students both for lectures and for tutorials. So they will be able to ask their questions about the course in the tutorial sessions. So I don't need to open up an office hour window for them. I don't need to open up one for my PhD students because I have the regular meetings every week with them. I don't need to have one for my master's or my bachelor students. I'm going to have projects running because, again, I will be having regular meetings with them each week. So then it's really just my personal tutees. And actually, I think then it might be useful to have this kind of office hour window. And my initial inclination, at least, is to offer it potentially without having to formally book a time. So what I'm thinking of doing is making a really short, easy online form and advertising the web address to that outside my office door, potentially, I don't know, on my email signature, or maybe that might be confusing for external emails that come in, but I'll think about that. And then if people definitely know they want to come to see me in that next upcoming office hour, they can fill out the form so I'm aware that they're coming. But then I don't want to also dissuade people from just dropping in. So I might do it where the first kind of part of the office hour is for pre-booked appointments, and the second part of the office hour is for just drop-in appointments. Although it does sound potentially like it could be getting too complicated already. I also think that I want to be able to offer these office hours when I'm physically in the office. Now, I would prefer, obviously, if the student was able to come in and we were able to have an in-person meeting. I think there's quite a lot of advantages being able to talk face-to-face about issues. Equally, though, I'm going to always make sure that there is a link available for those students who need to conduct the meeting online. I know for various travel, logistical, personal reasons that sometimes it's just easier for students to have these meetings in an online setting. So I myself will always be in my office during the office hours, but I will offer the students both the option to come and see me in person or to attend over Zoom. But I think if you're doing the Teams or the Zoom option, then I do need the student to pre-book so that I know I need to connect to that time to talk to the individual. So I think what I've settled on is for the next, so we have a 10-week block. So we have a 10-week block of academic teaching weeks before the next undergraduate vacation period. And for the next 10-week block, I'm going to trial offering up a 1-hour office hour, if you like, each week. And I'm going to make that office hour open just to my personal tutees. And I have quite a few personal tutees. I'm a personal tutor to people in their first, second, third, fourth, and MSc years of study. So it's not like I've only got one or two personal tutees. I have a few in each of the year groups. So I'm going to open them up an office hour, and I'm going to make the first half of it bookable, so that if you want to come for the first half, you need to fill out that online form so I know that you're attending, and I know whether to join online or via, in person in the room. And then the second part will be just a drop in for anybody who wants just to pop into the office to say hi or to have a chat or to kind of catch up with something. That is my plan. And I would love to know, what do you all do? So if you are an academic, if you are a teaching-facing academic, a research-facing academic, maybe you do both parts of the job, like quite a few of us do. How do you manage an office hour? Do you offer one? Don't you offer one? Are all your office hours bookable? Do they always have to be in the office, or do you offer them online as well? How do you try to make it work? And if you're a student, what do you prefer? Do you prefer being able to book in with that academic? Or do you like the idea that you can just drop in and knock on the door? Now, of course, students will just also knock on my door, right? They're going to just see me in the office, and they'll knock and they'll have a question, they'll knock and they'll say something. I guess what the office hour guarantees is that I will be available to talk to them. Sometimes students pop by and I'm about to dash off to a class, I've got a PhD student coming in for a meeting. There can be a variety of reasons why I can't actually talk at that point in time. And so the office hour is a way of protecting that time in my diary so that students are guaranteed they're going to be able to talk to me at that point. But let me know. I will, report back in 10 weeks' time as to whether I found these office hours successful or not successful. In the meantime, I would love to read about your experiences. So please do share and let me know. Also, a massive thanks to people who've started watching the shorts I'm putting out. These are related more to my technical area of research, so I'm talking about AI terms. So if you're interested in artificial intelligence or machine learning, join us over on the YouTube shorts. I'm typically posting a few each week. But I hope things are going well for you. If you're mid-marking, I hope that marking is going well. If you're mid-exams, I hope you're getting through them and you're ticking them off your to-do list. Have a really good week. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will see you in a fortnight for another one of these long videos. But hopefully I'll see you for the YouTube shorts that I'm posting every week. Well, multiple times every week. So yeah, I'll see you somewhere in the YouTube comments. All right, bye.